Welcome to today's episode of Free to Lead, Journeys of Leaders, driven by passion, inspired by purpose. I'm joined today by an extraordinary entrepreneur, Michael Cornell, who's actually a client of mine and has been for about 18 months. Michael has a very interesting backstory, how he got to be where he is today as an entrepreneur, really creating his own business out there in the world. And he's had setbacks and he's picked himself up. He's had a coach, which has also helped him and supported him. But Michael, welcome to Free to Lead.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I feel honored to be here.
I'm
Lovely.
honored
Thank
too.
you.
And I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy your story and get nuggets of gold from it. So why don't
Yes.
you, here you are, you're an entrepreneur. You can say what business you're in and your backstory, where you started out and how you ended up where you are today.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So my name's Mike Cornell. I have a diabetic supply business, and I've been doing that for 6 years now. And it's made me a millionaire about a year ago. And I've made a couple million since then as well. Yeah, so that's that. The way I got started in this business particularly is I was doing real estate for 4 years. I was a realtor and I was wholesaling property. And I was just going from a month. Sometimes I would make 10,000 and then in 2 months I would be dry and then the next month I would make 10,000. So it was like an up and down thing for me doing wholesaling and then also being a realtor. Yeah, and just really struggling. I would say I was struggling. Yeah. Even though there were some good months in there, I would always end up spending all my money on marketing and then busting again. But it was just like a constant wheel of highs and lows. And I started when I was 21 years old doing different entrepreneurial endeavors. And
Like, what did you, what, so, so you were real estate till 21 or?
I actually started in commercial real estate in
Right.
20 when I was 21.
Yeah.
And commercial real estate, it was like a hobby for me. And it wasn't like really I was serious. I just had a mentor that would door knock. So we had this company called Mercenary Cold Calling, and we would door knock for sales organizations, people that needed to get their offers out. And yeah, I did that for a little bit of time, and I did a bunch of different jobs for the next, I want to say 3 to 4 years. And I would just be doing part-time real estate, I guess you could say.
Mm.
And then I got really serious with real estate and wholesaling property as an investor when I was 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I just struggled with that and I had highs and lows there. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went from there to DTS, diabetic supply.
What
And
made you switch or what gave you the incentive to switch?
what happened was at the time when I figured out about this industry, I was managing an Airbnb. I was actually managing Airbnbs at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the end of my real estate career. I was managing Airbnbs. I just bought my first house and I was also managing other people's Airbnbs that were out of state. And and even at that time, I had my house rented but I didn't have a place to stay. So to save money, I would stay in Airbnbs that I was getting ready to bring to market.
Ah,
And the
yes.
owner never knew. Hopefully she doesn't see this. Hopefully she doesn't see this video.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, long story short, that's what I used to do. And yeah, I stayed on my friends' couches for a long time. And yeah, I just remember just laying down on the kitchen floor, just laying there. I just didn't know, I didn't even know what to do. And somebody messaged me with this opportunity. They sent me a video. And immediately when I saw the opportunity, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is reoccurring revenue. I could scale this up and I can kill it. I know for a fact I can kill this. I can take all the marketing that I've learned in real estate and just kill it. That's exactly what I did. So I called my friend, my best friend. We're still friends now.
Yeah.
In fact, he's very close to being a millionaire in this business too. So that's another funny thing. And I called him and I said, man, George, this is the best business. Like I'm telling you right now, this is reoccurring. We can scale this up. We don't have to keep going after new leads and more business. This is it. And I said, can you pay for the course for me? Because I
Oh,
had
that's
just paid
awesome.
off
Hmm.
because I had just paid all my bills and all that stuff. And I was like, can you pay for the course? So he paid for the course and I was serious with it from the beginning. And at that time, I didn't even have a car either. And yeah, the story gets better. So yeah, when I first started it, when I did meet up with clients to buy their products, their diabetic supply, I used to take.
Just for the audience, can you? I know what you mean because I've been talking to you for 18 months, but for the person listening, they might not quite know what you're talking about. So, what is the business model? How's it work?
The business model is so diabetics get extra diabetic supply, right?
Hmm.
A lot of times their doctors overprescribe them, and there's a secondary market for over-the-counter diabetic supplies. And what we do is we just come in. There's many websites that have where you can sell directly to companies, but what we do is we just buy their extra supply.
And
And
they're being people who are diabetics who've got surplus. You buy their surplus,
correct.
and
Yeah,
then you
exactly.
sell that.
So we buy their extra supply and then we resell to either pharmacies or big distributors that resell to usually mom and pop pharmacies. These pharmacies usually get these products for a much cheaper price. So the small pharmacies basically need wholesalers like me
Yes.
because if they buy supply from the larger distributors, the margins are so small, it's not even worth it for them.
Mm.
So we really help the small pharmacies and the distributors as well that sell to those pharmacies.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. Yeah.
Great. And then you said you saw a way that you could scale that business. So, say a little bit about the journey. You got into it. That's great. And then how did you build it from there? What did you do?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was Ubering to clients locally. I had to add $7.99 to every single transaction that I was doing because that's how much the Uber cost.
Yeah.
And I just built my business up. For the next 6 months, I built it up. I was doing marketing, local marketing. I was on the applications, Facebook, OfferUp, all these different apps, doing meetups on posting on Facebook groups, doing meetups with many people. And yeah, just over time, what I realized is there's an online market. Eventually, I got access to an online market of these products,
Mm.
and I was able to have somebody that could do the packing and shipping. So after the first 6 months is when I really figured out the business. And
Mm.
then the next 6 months, I figured out, okay, I can make deals happen online. So I don't have to leave my house.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for the next 6 months. And then so after that 6 months, then I went and I was like, okay, I want to travel. So I
Mm.
found somebody that was a good friend at that point, very good friend, and somebody I trusted to receive the product, package it for me, and then just resend it to our distributors and pharmacies.
Yeah.
And so basically, after 1 year, I figured out how to do this online and then how I could travel. Yeah, in the beginning, that was the goal. And I just said, hey, I'm going to travel and I'm going to make this happen. And that's what I did. I just literally, before I talked with my friend that does the packing and shipping for me here in the USA, I just bought the ticket because I was like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to travel. I want to travel. I know I can do this. That's pretty much how I do my life a lot in general. So,
Yeah.
that's what happened. And then eventually I started hiring virtual assistants because a lot of the marketing that I learned it in real estate. So wholesaling and real estate. I learned CRMs, how
Mm.
to manage customers, all that stuff, messaging, marketing, and those kinds of things. I learned that all from real estate.
Yeah.
And I just took my skills that I learned from 21 to 27, 28 in real estate of yeah, all the marketing tools. And I just knew that I could break into this market, and this was literally the perfect time because nobody was bringing formality to this business. Everybody treated it like a hobby. And
Mm,
I just knew for a fact that nobody could be as professional as me. So I just took advantage of that and I scaled it from the beginning. I hired virtual assistants, and yeah, the rest is history. I've been traveling. Right now I'm in the States because I'm building my local business back again.
mm.
But yeah, so I was traveling for literally 6 years. Yeah, doing this business, figuring out every single problem that exists. I've solved it times 10 while
Yeah,
traveling.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, the rest is history.
Well,
Yeah.
running also certainly, I think it was last year, a huge team in the Philippines.
Yeah, we grew a lot last year. We had 56 virtual assistants that we were managing. We had 8 callers. We had multiple people that were doing the administration, keeping everything straight like that. We had callers, we had people that were emailing campaigns, text campaigns. We had every single position with an SOP attached to it. And yeah, it was good times, very good times.
Very good. And what would you say would be one of the biggest challenges that you've faced over the years?
I would say the biggest challenge that I faced over the years is eventually I had one of my managers, she took a bunch of people from me basically overnight.
Mm,
And that was the biggest challenge. What I did wrong there was I let her manage the people and I didn't create a relationship with the people that was working for me enough.
mm.
And she was able to just take a lot of people right under me.
Yeah,
And I think that was one of the biggest lessons I learned of creating culture, doing daily meetings ever since we started talking. Doing daily meetings has been huge for the past, what, 9 months that we've been doing that. Past year, yeah, past year. And that's been just the culture has grown extensively. Everyone feels expressed. They feel like they can talk about their ideas in meetings, and the vibe in general is up.
yeah,
And one of the really big things too for like entrepreneurs too is like they need to understand that they can't just hire people and let them be. You have to motivate them. You've got to know them personally. You've got to create a relationship so that they can come back and want to work for you every single day. It's not just, hey, I'm going to hire some virtual assistants or some people overseas, and this is going to be so easy. No, it's just like you would hire here in the USA. You got to create a relationship. You got to
mm,
track what they're doing and all that stuff. So I
yeah,
think that's the biggest thing that I've learned. I've been able to really, me and Will have been, with Will's help, we've been able to really create like a rock solid organization this year. I would
yeah. And can you, this, we're talking about being free to lead, driven by passion. You can hear your passion. You're very passionate about what you do, but you also you had a vision. You created a vision not only for people who can't afford the products to be able to buy them at a reasonable price rather than the full retail price, also for the people that work for you. You want to share a little bit about what you've been creating. It's not just you making money. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's more than just the money, what you're building.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. What we've been creating is just a place where people can come with ideas and contribute to what we're up to and feel fun, right? Have fun.
Yeah.
That's like a very important thing for me is to really have fun and teamwork. Teamwork is so big, and we've really created teamwork, fun, and just contribution to each other.
Yeah.
And even now, whenever I ask my people, like, hey, new people, I'll say, hey, how has it been so far? And a lot of times they will literally say, I've had so much support. I know exactly what to do next. Everybody's contributing to me. Everybody's giving me advice, stuff like that.
Yep.
That's like that's a big thing for me. And then obviously I want my people to be very comfortable in whatever country they live. So I want them to love their job. I want them to love, and I'm creating that every single day. I'm creating that they love their job and they just love to make deals happen as well.
Yeah.
So that's part of the fun. Being successful isn't like fun too, right? It's like closing
Yeah.
deals, fun. And
Yes.
yeah, so that's the kind of environment that we're creating.
Yeah. I was sharing about you actually in my book, right? And the thing that you created that I could see it. All the people working for you could get good health care for their kids. I like these people in the Philippines that work for you, good health care
Mm,
for their kids. They could go to good schools. They could buy their own house. They could go on vacations.
yeah,
Then it's not the norm. And you
yeah,
creating that and sharing about that, that's
and it did
efficient. You
happen.
see it.
Yeah, and it did happen too. A lot of my team bought their first car. They bought, I even have a girl that works for me right now, she bought two houses while she was working with me,
Mm.
and she bought two cars while she was working with me. Yeah, that's it. We want everybody to have outside of work, we want them to have a surplus of what they need, resources, so that they can live their dream life.
Yeah, and what you're doing is having people afford health products they need at a much cheaper price than they would normally have to pay.
Exactly. Yep.
It's like
And fast.
recycling, if you like, recycling of the products.
Yeah, hundreds of millions of dollars gets wasted every year on product people just leave in their house.
Yeah.
It's such there's a big open market to this whole thing. There's a big portion of the population, they don't even know that this service exists.
Mm.
So that's what I'm really excited for, to expand and expand.
Yeah. And what would you say? I know you have lots of people call you and ask you advice and, want you to mentor them in this particular industry. What would you say to somebody who, not necessarily this industry, but, is struggling to try to get into a business of their own? I mean, you slept on floors, you
Yeah.
know, that's adversity that you kept going and there was a spark there that you wanted to create a business. You wanted to be able to do that. What would you say to someone who wants that and is just struggling to connect with it working?
Hmm. Man, I would just say, I think it's just keep going. If you really kind of cliche, but it's if you're really passionate, you will do it every single day. I don't think I even had that thought of, oh, I got to keep going sort of thing. I was just in my mind, I just remember when I was sleeping on my friend's floor at the time, I just remember, oh, tonight I'm gonna just learn more about marketing. After I'm done with all these 150 calls, I'm just gonna learn about marketing tonight.
Yeah.
And that was my mindset. I was just like, oh, if I could just learn something more, a
Yes.
little bit more tonight, then I'll get further the next day. And that's I just yeah, I was always set on this is what was gonna be my life, and that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You made that decision and that was it. You don't quit. Sorry, you don't fail unless you quit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always hungry to learn and having a mentor, having a coach, it's something that you absolutely, it's just, yeah, like the easiest person to onboard as a client has been, you just say, yeah, man, let's go. Because you see it.
Yeah,
Knowledge
exactly.
for that. And Michael, it's been great having you on the show today. And you can hear your passion. You can hear you're up for it, trying to find out more to build what you're building. So just really thank you for sharing authentically what you've been dealing with. And how old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah. Awesome. That gives some people back there lots of time. All right, good. Okay, Michael, thanks for being on the show.
Can I share one thing
Okay.
really quick? I was just gonna say, Will has helped me reinvent my business two times, and just from going from breakthrough to breakdown, he's really helped me kill it in general. So I just want to say that. And like even right now, in the last year, what we've been able to do has been amazing. I'm hitting seven figures again after a whole team left me. And I could have been devastated and quit, but I didn't. So I just wanted to include that. No, just want to say thank you.
All right, thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome and so easy to coach and so ready for whatever we can create. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.